Hello everyone.
Today we're going to discuss a philosophical concept that might be a bit of a brain bender, perhaps even completely upending your worldview. Are you ready? Alright, let's dive right in. Before we go deep, I want to ask you a very direct question. How certain are you that you are not dreaming right now, in this very moment? I know, it sounds a little ridiculous, right? But don't rush to give me an answer, because that is the very core of our entire discussion today. The concept we're exploring actually comes from a dialogue between a master and a student. The master started by making a very fundamental, even radical, assertion. Much like the phrase you see on the screen, this very moment is nothing but a dream. Wow, that sounds incredible, doesn't it? Let's take a look at the logic behind it. Part 1. Deconstructing the core argument. Why would our so-called waking life be described as a dream? I'm sure you have a huge question mark in your mind, just like the student in the dialogue. Are you kidding me? Everything, the people, the things, is so clear right now. My feelings are so real. How could this possibly be a dream? That's a completely normal reaction. But the logic of this argument is actually very subtle. Think back. When you're having a dream at night, no matter how absurd or bizarre it is, do you know you're dreaming while you're in it? No, you don't, right? In the dream, you cry, you laugh, you get nervous, you get scared, you completely believe that everything is real. The assertion here is that the principle governing our daytime reality is exactly the same. The only reason we feel it's so real is simply because we are inside the dream. Just as a person dreaming never doubts that they are in their dream. Okay, so the question is, if both day and night are dreams, what's the difference between them? Part 2. The difference in dream material. The most crucial difference is not in their nature, because both are dreams, but in the source of the material they use. Our daytime waking dream, our 6 faculties, the 6 roots, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind or thought are all open. They are constantly collecting real-time, on-site data from the external world. The nighttime dream, the first 5 senses are essentially shut down. So, the material it uses is drawn from the vast memory database in your brain past experiences. Recollections which are then reassembled and edited. This leads to an even more intriguing question. Since our senses are closed at night, who is the behind-the-scenes producer of that vivid, sometimes even more real than daytime dream? The answer is the mind root or intention root, often referred to as Yi Jian in the original context. You can imagine it as the central processing unit of our entire consciousness system, the general headquarters in our brain. And it doesn't only work at night, it works even harder during the day. It's responsible for taking all the fragmented data sent by the senses and instantly, at super speed, integrating it into the seemingly coherent world we experience. The mind's production process, making the movie of reality. So, how does this powerful mind root produce this grand movie of life we call reality? Let's look at its standard operating procedure, which is just like filmmaking. Collecting footage, your eyes, ears, and other senses are like the camera crew, only responsible for shooting images and recording sound outdoors, the director and editor. The mind root is the true director and editor. After aggregating all the raw material, it doesn't present it to you as is. No, it applies your own personal, exclusive set of filters, which are our inherent afflictions, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt. The final kind, it reviews, processes, and color corrects all this data, finally presenting a unique, one-of-a-kind movie of life that is exclusively yours. Do you see the significance of this analogy? Our life is not a passive series of events happening to us. Rather, our inner mind acts like a super high-speed film projector, actively producing and manufacturing this movie every single moment. And what about the protagonist in this movie? The I, in this philosophical dialogue. It's called karma result guabo. You can understand it as a result condensed from the accumulation of all your past actions, thoughts, and causes and conditions, which is the body and identity you currently possess. But the most important point is, it is only a temporary result, a role in the dream. Yet, we often mistake this role for our true self. Part 3. The possibility of awakening. Hearing this, you might feel, wow, this is too nihilistic. If everything is a dream, what is real? Hold on. Because what we're about to discuss is the most crucial and most hopeful part of the entire theory, the possibility of awakening. This is the most important question, right? if all of this is truly just a dream? Is it possible for us to wake up from it? And what exactly does this waking up, or awakening you, mean, according to the master in the dialogue? It's quite interesting. He says that the very fact that you can theoretically know and understand that this might all be a dream, congratulations, you are already awakened in principle. But that's just the first step. The real challenge is the next one. Can you truly, genuinely believe it from the bottom of your heart? To help us better understand this state of awakening, the dialogue uses a beautiful and profoundly important metaphor. Our true nature, our self-nature, is like a perfectly clean, flawless mirror. Think about the characteristics of a mirror. First, it can reflect everything, right? Beautiful scenery, noisy sounds, happy thoughts, sad feelings, it reflects it all. But is the mirror itself those images? No. The images come and go. But does the mirror itself change? No. It is empty in itself, having no color or shape of its own. It is the quiet, ever-present background that is aware of everything. This is our true nature, the awareness itself, not the content that is being aware of. So, how do we truly experience the mirror itself, rather than constantly looking at the images in the mirror? The method is called No Mind Woksan. It's important to clarify. No mind doesn't mean having an empty head or turning into a block of wood. It means stop chasing after the images in the mirror. When a thought arises, don't run with it. When an emotion comes, don't act it out. Instead, learn to simply abide quietly, like the mirror itself. Just reflecting, just being aware, but not getting entangled. Conclusion: an invitation to practice. So, finally, we return to the most fundamental question. This whole discussion is not just an interesting philosophical contemplation. It's more like an invitation, a question about your practical life. If you truly tried to view everything through the lens of this is a dream, how would you live your life? How would you treat the people you meet and the things you encounter in this dream? There is no standard answer to this question. Only you can provide the reply. That's all for today. Thank you.